Good morning. Welcome to Taco Tuesday, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well out there. It's a little inside out day today. As I wear my sweatshirt inside out, the market is falling, waiting for the inflation report. But let's get to our screens on our fabulous Taco Tuesday. Mornings with Michael is brought to you for information and educational purposes only. It is up to you to do your own due diligence. And our word of the day is swash, of water or an object in water, move in a splashing sound, or of a person flamboyantly swagger about or wield a sword. And there we have it. She felt so fabulous in her new heels, she swashed down the sidewalk. That's our word of the day, swash. Let's move over to our heat map. It's a little bit of a heat and a chill map all in one. Eli Lilly is down 3%. Meta is pulling back about 1.42%. Google is up. NVDA is pulling back close to 3%. Some of the oil and gas names are pulling back. And so is the financial area. Tesla is up 1.45%. I believe it was up a little more earlier. And that is where we are there. Let me share this other screen. On days like this, and with all the kind of impending news out there, we want to take a look at how you can protect your account in case of a strong pullback. Get back here so I can share the screen. Yeah, this is our annuity. You never lose money in this annuity. Goes up, does not come down, goes up again. If you've spent your whole lifetime saving in a 401k and have just retired and you don't have time enough to build up that retirement in case we have another 2008 financial crisis where the markets are down 54%, and don't say it can't happen again. That's what people said after the 2000 and 2003 pullbacks and then 2008. So anything can happen in the market. Currently, there are bonuses being paid on any new money coming in of 30 to 45%. If anybody would like to learn more about that, feel free to reach out to me. And as you can see, index investing does not beat annuities. Annuities beat index investing by about 5% per year. So let us go to our charts and kind of see what's happening today. See what screen we got. We got Kameko. It is developing a cup with a handle. I compare this to Denison Mines, which we've been talking about for a while. Developing a almost shadowing of it. Prices are different, but pulling back with a couple of the handle, pulling back to his 10-day moving average. First put this on at 179. Right over here. Let's just go around and take a look what's happening. Pretty flat on the dollar index. Silver continues to surge. We're going to go to gold. Gold is up 0.41%. this copper miner in Canada is doing pretty well. Take a look at copper. A slight pullback in copper. Southern Copper gapped up. Wow, look at that huge move. This is definitely the leader. As we talked about last week, this is institutional ant buying right over here. FCX gapping up as well. Gapping up above its profit area. So we did take a little bit of a profit. We have an arrow. We had 4 call options on it. It was up about 200%, so we took off one of them. So there you have that. There was another. We just found it this morning in the high tide flag area. See if I can pull that up and put it in one of my metals lists. Metals and mining. Pull this up a little bit. McEwen Mining. It's a little stretch right now. Wouldn't recommend buying it here, but I'd look for a pullback. And this has really jumped quite a bit. Gone from about 850 to pretty close to 12 right now. Let's continue on. Vale. See if we get any movement in Vale. It did move up on Friday. It's pulling back a little bit today. Rio. Got a gap up on Rio 2 days in a row. 2 gap ups in a row. 1.29% today. And BHP actually gap up on Monday. We did not have a show yesterday. And BHP gaps up 2 days in a row. Look at that move from right down here to up here. Yeah, that was quite a move. Ethereum jumped up quite a bit yesterday and is pulling back today to its 50-day moving average. I guess there was some excitement about getting approvals for ETFs in Ethereum. And we'll look at the Bitcoin. Bitcoin gapped up yesterday and it has filled the gap this morning. So we'll just have to see where it all goes from here. Look at our bond yields. Pretty flat today. A gap down on the 20-year bond yield. Down 1.76%, currently at 3.46. See what our VIX did today. VIX popped up, big bounce. Still got this gap down here. See when and if that gets filled. S&P 500 pulling back to its 20-day moving average. RSP, it's holding up a lot better. That's the big cap tech seems to be pulling back a lot stronger. Pretty flat on the NASDAQ. And the equal weight on the NASDAQ is actually up 0.17%. Our small cap, pretty flat. Take a look at the mid caps. Pretty flat there as well, down 0.22%. And the Dow Jones fallen 0.38%. at our ETFs as a part of the S&P 500, down 0.8% in financials. Energy pulling back 0.5%. Look at oil prices pulling back, taking some profits, down 1.5%. Utilities actually moving up 0.17%. Communications with Google and Meta pulling back 0.16%. Google said they're going to start using the ARM chip. It did move up and then pull back with the rest of the AI type of market today. Look at biotech. Biotech is actually up today, down day in the market. Both biotechs, this one is gapping up 0.9%. Infrastructure pulling back to the 20-day and bouncing. Semiconductors pulling back slightly to flat. So this one was actually up pretty strong today, 3.6%, considering NVDA was down close to 3%. Out of the office, leisure activities, pretty flat. Airlines actually up. Metals should be up. They're up. We're up higher earlier and then sold off a little bit. Home builders down slightly. And building materials pretty flat for the day. So let's go take a look at what the news we got today. In consumer news, American Eagle upgraded to overweight on brand momentum at JP Morgan, up 0.2%. Norwegian Cruise Line said new ship orders across all three brands are scheduled for delivery over a 10-year period between 2026 and 2036, and it's pulling back 1.9%. We looked at Freeport McMoRan, upgraded to buy from neutral at Bank of America with $59 target. Wow, it's got a long ways to run, even though it's kind of in the profit area. Core Mining provided an update to its newly expanded Rochester silver and gold mine in Nevada, saying since the three-stage crushing circuit and truckload facility was completed on March 7th, averaging throughput of 70,000 tons per day. And they moved higher and they're pulling back a little bit, still up 4.86%. Maxion Solar guides preliminary Q4 revenues at 229 versus consensus of 36.8 million, saying decision to ramp down all Maxion and capacity faster than expected, resulting in higher than initially planned restructuring costs. And it is pulling back big time, 5.5% down. And our screen has disappeared. Sure what happened to it, but we are back online here. Methode Electronics announced that the chief financial officer is retiring from the company in July. Not really too much going on with the stock price on that. US Steel upgraded to outperform from peer perform at Wolf Research, and the firm downgraded Cleveland Cliffs to underperform. So US Steel is up 2.6%. And take a look at Cleveland Cliffs. That's gapping down to its 20-day moving average, down 3.66%. Financials, Alley Financial upgraded to buy from neutral at Bank of America, raised the target to 45 from 42. It's up 1.61%. First Horizon upgraded to outperform from sector performance. RBC Capital tried to move higher and is retreating now. HSBC is selling its Argentine business to Grupo Financial Galicia, the country's largest private financial group, for $550 million. And it is up 0.10% onto healthcare. Pfizer announces positive top-line results from phase 3 study of Abrasofi in adults age 18 to 59, an increased risk for RSV disease. On to technology, media, and telecom, IDC said global shipments of personal computers returned to growth Q1 after years of decline. The PC markets grew 1.5% year over year. BlackBerry, named from the past, announced a collaboration with AMD designed to revolutionary next-generation robotic systems by enabling new levels of low latency and jitter and repeatable determinism. And BlackBerry gaps up. They used to be a big phone leader until Apple came along with some of their advancements. But now they're in the software business, so gap up here. See what AMD is doing. AMD is pretty flat after a big fall. They have come down quite a bit here. Yeah, it needs to get above its 50-day moving average again, show getting institutional support. So we'll just have to keep our eye on that. IQV and Salesforce announced an expanded global strategic partnership to accelerate the development of Salesforce Life Sciences Cloud. And IQVIA is gapping up 1.35% today, getting back to its 10 and 20-day moving average. And let's see what Salesforce is up to. And they tried to move higher and then they sold off. And that's our report for today on the news. What did we do today? We got out of our spread trade on super microcomputer. It's pulling back to its 50-day moving average. And crowd continues to deteriorate. It's under its 50-day moving average. So we got out of our, it was a 330, 340 trade. So we got out of that one. MicroStrategy was pulling back. It actually was at 1398. And when it was 1398, we put on the 420, 430 trade, and it looks like we may have to roll that. So we are going to pause our show so we can roll that up. So we just rolled up our MicroStrategy. We had the 420 to 430. So we rolled it up. We took a profit. So we sold the I believe the 450 to 460. Well, it is pulling back a little bit after we made the trade, of course. We'll just see if that works out for us. We did make a small profit on that, a little over $500, and in about an hour or so. So there we have that. Continue to watch that. Did notice that Uber was trading down today, and Lyft was trading up. Lyft a little over 2.86%, as I profiled earlier. We put on 6 options at 13.50, kind of right before earnings, popped way up here. We sold 2 of them so we could buy a total of 400 shares with the other options, and it looks pretty much like a high tide flag. High tide flags, this is the flagpole, and this is kind of like the flag waving in the wind. A lot of high tide flags will doubles in pricing, go up 100%, and later they will often go up another 100%. There's no guarantee, of course, but that is with Lyft. Look at a couple of trades that we put on last week. First on ELF. We put on the 170, 175. It actually did get up to 170 the day, I think 170, 112, and then pulled back a little bit, up 1.34% down day in the market. Other one is 4. We did the 70, 75, so it's inching closer. It's slightly in the money. We put it on, I believe it was on this day, when it was at 60, around 65, 66. And let us go to our daily morning routine. What's up 3% with 50% increase in volume. Only one security is doing that. Got some pretty good volume over here. Vico Instruments, it has hit a new high and the relative strength against the S&P 500. So it is getting pretty close to the pivot, the buy area. It's 37.85. We could draw our line here across the previous tops. This could be an early buy pattern, but of course it hasn't truly broken out of the box area. So the safer buy would be to wait till it gets about 37.85, but it does have some pretty good volume here. So moving ahead, see what's up 5% with 100% increase in volume. And we got quite a few characters here. We got 9 of them. We got Addix Therapeutic has number of strong volume over here, is up 20% today. It looked like it was up 20% yesterday. Gap up and continues its move. It is too stretched to move into right now. Amcor Technology manufactures chip scale lead frame ball grid array packages. It's up a little over 6%, huge volume here. You're real aggressive, you could buy there. Or if you go over the declining tops, it's up above that line as well, not quite in the blue shaded area. It had gone up there before and then sold off. Cassava Sciences was a leader back in 2020, has been pulling back. It's got a lot of volume the last 2 days. Up 8.44%, develops therapeutics for Alzheimer's. I see Zoom, China-based provider of business-to-business e-commerce. It is zooming on right on up 46% today. Wow, look at that. 155% increase in volume. Moderna, another 2020, 2019 leader. Looks like it's getting ready to break out. Up nearly 7% today. MP Materials owns and operates rare earth mining processing. It's up nearly 9%. It got above its 50-day moving average yesterday and continues to rise. Unix Therapeutics looks like it's gapping out here. It definitely looks like a buy area. It's up 18.25% today on a pretty good volume. Earnings are tomorrow. That's the only risk that is involved here. I wanted to look at their metal company. Trading pretty tightly, commercial metals had a strong move a couple of weeks ago, high volume. And right now, volume has kind of fallen off, but it is trading in a pretty tight pattern. And then we go over to what's up 10%, 200% increase in volume. One company, our IC Zoom again. So that is our look there. We can take a look at Meta. Let's just look at the fangs. Meta is pulling back slightly today, down to 512.40. Amazon, pretty flat, 0.18. Netflix, pulling back to its 20-day moving average. We do have a covered call at 650 on Netflix. Mr. Softy, Microsoft, holding in there pretty strong. NVDA is the one that's pulling back pretty strong. See if it comes down to its 50-day moving average. Looks like it's getting ready to form a new base. Tesla moving on up. We'll see if it gets to its 50-day moving average. I believe somebody online had a target of 188 for it to bounce here. Google the news out, they're going to be working with ARM. We had a gap up in the morning, and now it's near the bottom of that move today. Apple tried to move higher and then selling off here. It has been on this long downturn. Needs to get above some of its moving averages. Just look at this declining 10-day moving average, not the direction you want to see things move. So I think that'll wrap up our report for today. We're waiting for that inflation reading coming out. So that's partially why the markets are pulling back. Once again, take a look at S&P 500. Pull back to the 20-day moving average. Whether it falls any further or just pauses, this 50-day moving average will come up here, and want to just make sure things don't get overheated. So a pause is often good. Got a kind of a pause or pulling back to the 50-day moving average, getting pretty close on the NASDAQ as well. So we'll see where things come out after that inflation report comes out. And hope everybody has a great Taco Tuesday. Go out there and support your favorite taco truck. Keep working on your goals and your activities. And if you have any financial goals or activities you'd like to discuss, we'd be happy to support you. And in the meantime, go out there, have a great day, and surprise everyone around you with your focus. Have a great day. This is Mornings with Michael for information and educational purposes only. It is your responsibility to do your own due diligence.